If you're over 40, you're working out, and you're still not seeing results, it's probably not because of your age. It's probably not because of your genetics. And it's probably not because you need to work harder. It's most likely because your nutrition isn't on point. You're making the same nutrition mistakes that keep 90% of men with that dad bod and not seeing results, no matter how hard they exercise. I'm gonna show you 4 hidden mistakes that are literally blocking your muscle gains, and simple fixes that'll have you burning fat and build muscle like you're 30 again. And stick around, because mistake number 3 is the one I was most shocked by, and probably the reason you're not getting the results you want out of your home gym. I'm Neil, a certified strength and conditioning specialist with over 12 years of experience working with men just like you and dads who thought their best days were behind them. Look, I get it. You're successful in your career and you're a great dad. But when you look in the mirror, you don't even recognize the person that's staring back at you. Maybe you're going to the gym consistently, but you're still having that dad bod that you gotta get rid of. Maybe you're even working out consistently, but the results just aren't coming. That's because you're making 4 critical nutrition mistakes that are literally sabotaging your gains. So let's get into it. Number 1, you're probably not eating enough protein. Here's something that nobody's talking about: anabolic resistance. This means that at 40, 50, 60, your body needs more protein to do what it was already doing when you were 20 and 30 years old. Most guys that I work with are eating 100, maybe 150 grams of protein, when really they should be aiming to get 180 at the minimum, maybe even closer to like that 200 mark. Research has shown us consistently that men over 40 need at a minimum 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body mass. Now, there's more accurate calculations out there, of course, but that's a pretty good starting point for most people. Now, here's the kicker. It's not just the total amount of protein. It's how and when you eat it as well. You see, your body is most efficient at synthesizing, meaning taking the protein that you're eating and using it to build muscle, in the morning. So if you're having some breakfast, 1 or 2 eggs, maybe a piece of toast, coffee, and then you're skipping lunch or maybe just having snacks throughout the day and then loading up on dinner, you're doing it completely backwards. What I recommend to my clients is to have 3 times a day where you're eating 30 to 40 grams of protein, with the emphasis being in the morning. Here's a quick win. First thing tomorrow morning, add 30 grams of protein to your meal. Notice how much better you feel energy-wise and just satiated throughout the day. Mistake number 2 is you're eating like you're still sedentary. You've already started working out. Now you have to get the calories in order to match that output. Your body needs fuel to keep on going. If you want to be able to push through those workouts and get the most out of them, you need to fuel your body. This means that 1,500 calorie diet is not cutting it, especially when you're doing it with low quality, highly processed foods. You need a lot of protein, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fiber, a lot of fruits, a lot of these good things, getting enough in your diet before you ever worry about restricting anything. Here's what happens when you undereat. Your metabolism slows down, your testosterone drops, your recovery goes to crap, and you just feel like garbage the whole day. And to add insult to injury, you start losing muscle instead of fat, even though you're working out and doing everything else right. In fact, last year, I had a client, let's call him Mike, who was a 36-year-old auto parts dealer. He came to me eating 1,500 to 1,600 calories a day, working out 4 to 5 times a week, and just feeling awful. My goal was to have him eating 2,000 to 2,200 calories a day, he about fell out of his seat. He thought there's no way that that's gonna get him his goals, but he figured he tried everything else, so why not? In 3 months, I had him eating exactly that, 2,100 to 2,200 calories a day. He felt better. He was PRing in the gym. He lost weight. In fact, he called me about 3 weeks in and genuinely asked, is it weird that I'm down a belt buckle or 2 on my waist? No, it's not weird, Mike. It's literally what I told you would happen. Yes, we made some quality diet changes and I optimized his training, but the main thing was eating more of the right stuff. Here's another way to facilitate a quick win. Track what you're eating for 3 to 4 days. I bet you're not eating as much as you think, or you end up getting your calories from what you're drinking instead of what you're eating, which there's pretty much no nutritional value unless you're doing coconut water or some other kind of electrolyte drink. Mistake number 3 is that you're undervaluing recovery. At 40, your body just doesn't bounce back like it used to. Heck, you probably even started noticing a difference in your 30s. But most people don't take this as a lesson. They take this as a reason to be lazy. So part of the problem is a failure to adapt. One of the biggest recovery mistakes you can make is not having your post-workout nutrition dialed in. It's not because there's a magical 30-minute anabolic window where you have to get all your protein and carbs in that short time, otherwise it's wasted. That information is outdated and dead, thankfully. But your body does need the right fuel to repair and grow. So delaying nutrition hours after training does slow the process down. So here's how you can stack up a quick win. Plan your next post-training meal, ideally within an hour after, but the most important component is getting enough protein and enough carbohydrates in it. And bonus points if you stay hydrated and get good sleep, because that's how you really impact recovery. But that'll have to be another video. All right, mistake number 4. You're treating all calories the same. A calorie is the biggest nutrition lie, especially at 40 when the quality matters more than ever. Your insulin sensitivity isn't what it was. Your stress hormones are probably a little higher, and it could disrupt your sleep. And this is going to impact how your body processes food. 200 calories you get from a donut is going to impact your body very differently than from chicken and sweet potatoes. The donut, mostly refined sugar and fat, is going to go through your bloodstream really quickly. It's going to spike your blood sugar, store that energy as fat, and then you're going to be hungry later afterwards anyway. Now, I'm not saying donuts are the devil, but if you don't time them with activity, then that's when your body just brings it into fat storage. On the other hand, chicken and sweet potatoes is protein and complex carbohydrates. That means your body's going to absorb them over time. It's going to make you feel fuller longer, and it's going to give your body the energy that it needs to sustain itself throughout the day. Now let's talk timing real quick. The carbs you eat after training are most likely going to be either stored as glycogen or used to replenish the energy that you just expended through that session. Now that same meal, if you go sit on the couch afterwards and watch Netflix, if you've already met your energy needs for the day, that's now going to be stored as fat. So here's a quick win for you. Eat most of your carbohydrates planned around your training times. And then later on in the day, have a lighter meal and pack it with protein and vegetables. Look, I know it seems like a lot. You're busy traveling, you have family dinners, and different obligations that you need to meet as a dad. You don't need to learn how to meal prep 20 containers for the week. You need a simple system that works for you and your routine. Here's what that looks like. Eat protein at every meal, plan your carbohydrates to be mostly around your training times, and eat enough calories to fuel your goals. Do this for 90 days, or shoot, even 45. And I guarantee you're going to be building muscle, losing fat, and have energy like you're 30 again. I've helped hundreds of men transform their bodies. And the ones that are successful are not the ones that have unlimited time or incredible genetics. They're the ones who know how to let their body work for them. They're the ones who understand that at this stage of life, it's not about perfection. It's about getting the fundamentals right and sticking with them consistently. But it's not just about what you eat. It's also about when, and understanding that your recovery and your training play a huge factor in your results as well. That's why I created the Proven Method, a personalized approach for high achievers who want real results, not quick fixes. So if you're ready for a plan that's built specifically for you, your routine, your lifestyle, your goals, apply for one-on-one coaching today. You'll get a 6-month workout plan, lifetime nutrition strategy, monthly and weekly check-ins, and a supportive community to help you along the way. Now, spots are limited because we work closely with all of our clients. So if you're serious about getting strong, showing up for your family, and feeling like your younger self again, go ahead and click the link in the description to apply.